So I don't have a specific video for facial expressions or non-manual markers. And someone has asked me about that. So I kind of wanted, and I've kind of gone through, as I've gone through the videos, I've made some comment about some of those. And non-manual markers means it's facial expressions, right? Because it's not a sign and it's not a classifier. So the first one is yes, no questions. Like if the answer is either going to be yes or it's going to be no, then you have your eyebrows raised. And you can't really see mine, but you can see my eyes are kind of open a little bit more. Are you going to do that? So that is a yes, no. I only want a yes or no answer, or it's going to be a yes or no answer. Do you live in the city? You know, it's going to be a yes or no. Now, when you get to the WH questions, like in Q, right? Those the why and the who and where and when, the WH questions, the eyebrows go down. Where, why, when, you know, who, you know, those kinds of questions is going to be with the eyebrows down, because you want a response. Where? And it doesn't mean that you're angry. It's just like, where is that? Or why? Why are they doing that? You know, it's not necessarily angry. It's you're just wanting to know more than a yes or no. And yes or no is up, and down is why, where, who. Who said that? You don't have to be mad. You can say, oh, who said that? Oh, where's the party? Where? The eyebrows are down because you want to know an answer. You want to know more than yes or no. You want a response. So that's the first thing to learn, is about the questions. Yes, no. Like if a deaf person talks to you and their eyebrows are kind of up, you see their eyes are up because I have bangs, you can't see them, but I don't think I have eyebrows. They're so, you know, thin and hardly a color. If you don't see it, but you see a change like that and they're kind of closer to you, they're asking you a yes or no question. If it's like this, then they're wanting more of a sentence of explanation. Okay, so now the head nod, and sometimes that's an affirmation, and sometimes I see it as, we call it the deaf nod. Like if they don't really understand what you're saying, like you're really trying to either have them lip read or you're just learning sign language, they may go, you know. And sometimes if you ask them a yes/no question and they go, you know that they don't really understand what you're saying. It's called a deaf nod. But most of the time, it's an affirmation, just like we do. I mean, just like hearing people. I'm saying we, you know, like, but just like hearing people do. So they'll an agreement or affirmation just like we do. They don't have to say yes, I agree. They don't have to have a lot of signs like mm-hmm. And when I voice that, I go mm-hmm, yeah, okay, oh, you know, or whatever the case, whatever the situation really calls for. And then, of course, if you shake your head no, it means no. And our children do that, we do that. But they, I think, as adult hearing people, sometimes we might say something. It's like something in our within us. We need to have that word, that sound. And sometimes it's like, no, like no, I hadn't heard, or no, I don't want to do it, or whatever. So it's no way, or whatever. But if it's something more emphatic, like no way, Jose, right? Or like, no, I hadn't heard of that, or no, I've not done that, you know, or right? So you have to really look at them and at what you're saying. Now, so they'll either the mouth movements. That's next. So we've got the easy ones yet. Yes or no, just eyebrows raised. WH questions. If you want to know more than yes or no, the eyebrows are down. And then in the affirmation, yeah, mm-hmm, right? No. Then you've got something that's very, you have the mouth movements are important too. Remember, I've told you, like if it's real thin, right? Very tiny, very small, you do that mouth movement. And then if it's, I do that a lot, or I see that a lot. But, say it out loud so you can make the mouth movement. But the mouth movements don't really have any sound per se. It's regular. Something that's big, like I said, I've done these in other videos just when it comes to it, but I haven't done one all together. But like if something's big, it's cha. That's what their mouth does. And sometimes if they have some hearing, they can say it, but most of the times they don't. But it's really it's huge. Oh, get me a Coke. Oh, what size? I want the largest they have, right? Or if that was, oh, they have a couch. Oh, is it the small one to move? Oh, it's big, it's huge, right? You can also use that for a large word. And when we do, like, this is the sign for cigarette. So let's be careful with that. So this is cigarette. And this, with the Y hand shape, means it's a big word. They may do that, like all these big words. Where in English, we would say $1 million words. Something like that. Then there's something that is big or bulky, like they may even use it for fat. Sorry, but they're just kind of direct. But they may use it for something that's big or bulky, right? The indication of something's fat. And they may even do their body language that is big, right? Okay, and careless. They're just not being careful with something. Careless. Then if it's serious, if you see a pursed lips, it's serious. Something that they're talking about is serious, right? And that would be with hearing people too. Some of these non-manual markers or facial expressions are natural and normal to all people. So it doesn't matter if you're hearing or if you're deaf. So something that they're talking about serious, their lips are pursed. So sometimes if you think, are they telling me a joke? It's serious. And they will be there, and their whole body language will be a more serious manner. Went to the airport, and that woman at the desk or whatever, so they don't have the voice, but they have that facial expression and the body language. Okay, and of course something that's, if they're in pain or it's very intense, their teeth are going to be gritted, and you're going to see it, right? You're going to see it. Okay, so now an eye gaze, like if they're talking about, if they're telling a story, so they're not, I mean, they are telling you the story, but now they're two people, right? They're these people over here and these people. So if they look over here, it's because that's what's happening over here. And then they look over here because that's what that person is doing over here. Or that's what's going on over here. So the eye gaze may be changed when they're telling something. When you're telling a story, you're going, well, he said blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to be looking over here. And then she said blah, 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 blah. Instead of looking straight at that person, unless they're talking to just you, or how are you doing? How are you feeling? Right? If I want a yes or no, you're feeling okay. That's what I want. I just want a yes or no. But it's like, oh, how are you feeling? My eyebrows are down. I want to know more. And I'm looking straight at you because I'm talking to you directly. But if I'm telling a story, then I'm going to move my body and my eye gaze because I'm looking at that. That's what's happening. That's why they're such good storytellers. Okay. And if it's a big effort, or if it's something that's a big size, then they're going to have that, right? If it's like, oh, we had to, oh, you can ask a yes or no, right? Did you move, Bill? Yes. And, right? You've got puffed cheeks and you lifting and big heavy stuff and you're looking away because you're actually doing that thing and you're going, oh, I'm sorry. So that kind of thing. If someone disapproves, their nose wrinkles. Like if you're telling someone, well, I saw blah blah blah. And since that's not my normal one, mine's like, mine's different. But I do see the nose, and sometimes I'll do that. I go, but it's not my norm. Shoulder raising. I'll do that sitting a lot, but it's usually if they're talking, if they're unsure, they're going to be having their shoulders raised a lot more. If it's like, something like that, that just happened recently. Anyway, so they might raise their shoulders a lot. So it's usually they're questioning something, they're unsure about something. It's like, do you know about blah blah blah? Eyebrows down because I want to know an answer more than a yes or no. Or they may go, it was something recently. They'll be closer to their shoulder, their cheek will. And the head tilting is used to indicate a question. So, or pointing to something or indicating something. It's like, if you ask a question and you want a yes or no, you may go, you could say, like, if like for your kids, for example, did you break that? Right. So my eyebrows are kind of up, but kind of down because I really want to know. I said, I'm not really sure that I think you did it, right? So those are the kinds of facial expressions and non-manual markers on your face. A lot of those come naturally. You probably do them without realizing it. When I was in interpreter training school, we were told to look in a mirror. And I've already told you this story, to make these facial expressions. But sometimes they come naturally, but you have to, it feels like you're exaggerating it on your face. That's what it feels like. But you're not, because you want to make it sure it's clear. Here's one of my favorite ones. Like if someone's in a frustrating situation, it's almost like I'm pulling up my hair, so I'll like I'm grabbing my hair and go, right? Or ee, or whatever. And it usually makes deaf people laugh, but it gets the point across because they're telling me I'm going, because I'm pulling my hair out, and I make all different kind of facial expressions with that. So those are the kinds of things that you can, or just comes naturally to you, and everyone has something different, but some of these are the same, like the yes, no, the WH, something that's really thin or really big or uncertain. Those things are part of that language. The nose wrinkling, shoulder raising, I don't know. And I think that we do that when, I think hearing people do that naturally. Pursed lips, I think we do grit our teeth and purse our lips when it's something serious. We do that naturally, right? And we do it a different way. So I think, and nodding, we get used to not having to be verbal, which I kind of like that, that I can still express myself and make myself clear if I don't say a word. So, and hearing people like to word. So sometimes a deaf person doesn't do any signs. They're doing a facial expression or a body language, and I have to put words to that when they're going, it's like, so then I'll voice, I don't think so. But they didn't see their hands, move, right? But it's that expression of the whole context that you get. That's what you would say in that situation. So anyway, I hope this is helpful, and practice with your hearing and your deaf friends, and I'll see you later. Bye.